so, I like didn't even know what to do. As soon as I cracked the egg, it was black, like black, green, gray. Gross. And like I accidentally spilled some on the floor because I was running outside to go throw this nasty, insane smell outside in the backyard. And like I accidentally dripped some on the floor and I was like about to throw up, and I'm trying to get my cleaning spray while I'm trying to sage and frankincense everything. It was crazy. And I just think it's so cool. I was thinking about it is so cool that our sense of smell protects us from things that are rotten. Because imagine if I had no sense of smell, maybe I was colorblind, like I couldn't see that the egg was not, gonna kill me, basically. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, crazy. I was just listening to some Alan Watts about a minute ago, and he was saying some crazy things. Like, flowers are not anxious to bloom. Of course they're not. Alan Watts saved my life. Remind me that stillness is. Wait, what did he say? He said something great about stillness. But stillness is a part of life. Oh, stop romanticizing persistence. Stop romanticizing situations, relationships that you stay in out of fear, that you call commitment, relationships that don't fully satisfy you, even the habits that we choose, habits that we have is like relationship. Like I have a relationship with the sun every single day, and it's a beautiful relationship. I kind of got like, I stayed up a lot this past weekend, so like my nasal cavities like kind of stopped up, so I gotta make sure that I'm like staying hydrated, and I'm about to go to bed early, get my rest, because our immune system cleans us up when we sleep. And I always know this about myself, that like when my body wants me to go to sleep and I stay up late, my nose kind of gets a little, stopped up, and it's like my sign that I need to go rest. It's like a sign from the body saying, give me what I need, please, please. Oh, also something I was thinking about too when I was listening to Alan Watts was, like he says, a flower is not anxious to bloom. And when we are anxious in our need to like get things done, be in a hurry, like we're like completely disregarding all of these trillions of cells in our body, which is our first family. Like your first family is not trying to rush you through life. Your family doesn't want you to be in the stress response, because your family wants the best for you. And what's best for you is to stay calm. You're either going to stay in heaven or hell. The nervous system is either in chronic fight or flight, or you're just chilling. You're just chilling. And what's fascinating too about the stress response, like if you scare an elderly person, a person who's older, Robert Sapolsky, I think, talked about it in his book, one of his books. So if you scare an elderly person, their cortisol, their stress hormones spike, and they stay spiked for a longer period of time than someone who's younger, who has the resilience, right? HRV, heart rate variability, heart rate flexibility is a measurement of nervous system balance. That's why I liked the Oura Ring, RIP to this Oura Ring, but that's what I liked about it, is that it tracked HRV. And basically, like, you know what your HRV is. You don't even need to track it, right? If I'm waking up in the morning and I feel super well rested, super recharged, I know my HRV is on point. If you're waking up and you feel fatigued, like you're not awake and your hormones are out of whack, it's because they are. And you can work on that. You work with the sunlight, right? Sunlight can naturally spike cortisol. It can help us with that natural cascade. Cortisol goes up in the morning. It's supposed to go down as melatonin comes up at night. as our insulin resistance comes up at night. Cortisol is our insulin sensitivity signaler. Insulin sensitive and then insulin resistant at night. And what happens is we're not getting this boost of cortisol in the morning. So our hunger hormone is elevated, our insulin resistance, our energy resistance is elevated throughout the day. And then we get this cortisol spike in the afternoon or later in the day, and we're not getting our melatonin secretion. We need both. We need both. It's an emergency. And then the 911 nutrition. If you haven't seen me talk about the 911 nutrition, this is foods, a diet directed toward foods that have your highest rate of return for nutrient content. The animal-based proteins have all the amino acids, plus you're getting conditional and non-essential amino acids, which can only help in hormone production and immune function. Crazy. But I really like listening to Alan Watts. He saved my life like years ago. I just remember being in my room at home and feeling some type of way about that time period of my life. Like, what am I going to do? I just graduated school. I was like, what is the point of this life? Like, what, I got to pick something and do this for the rest of my life? Why are we here? What's going on? And my friend had sent me a meditative podcast for Alan Watts, and I just loved his voice. If you Google, like on YouTube, Alan Watts meditation, and it's like this purple red looking circle, I have listened to that. If there's millions of views on it, I'm a large part of that. I have listened to that meditation so many times, and I just would pace around my room. I would pace, make sure I was moving. Like stagnancy, depression loves stagnancy. The depression loves darkness. Darkness, stagnancy, coldness. So when you go put your body in the sunlight, you're saying, not today, depression. Literally not today. And you might go out there, you might go cry in the sunlight. Girl, go do it. Go do it. Go cry in the sun. Go purge. The purge is necessary. The purge is essential. The letting go and the release and the relaxation of the body is essential. And depression, you're just being pulled towards the light. That's what depression is. It's just very simple. It's like, you have so much love to give. Let me show you this darkness. Let me show you your capacity for light. And in the video of Alan Watts, he was talking about like a river. You don't ever go up to a river or a stream and demand to know why it's flowing. You're just like, oh, this river is flowing. It doesn't need a reason why it's happening. You don't need a reason necessarily. He said, but the reason I was talking about that was because he was saying the river carves out a space. Like, this depression is this silence, that's what he was talking about. This silence is carving out a space. And, he said, when you sit in silence, the world rearranges itself around you. Bruh. When you sit in this silence and this stillness and this calmness, and that's what I was reading in that book, Something Deeply Hidden, the other day by Sean Carroll. He was talking about Einstein's theory of relativity and how energy and matter, time and space, warps itself in the presence of energy and matter. That is you when you sit still with yourself. When I sit still with myself, I am going and I'm looking on the inside. I'm just feeling about, what is my body doing right now? Is it in a state of tension? Where is my energy and my presence? Is it, if it's not in my body, it's somewhere else? And if it's not here, then I just need to ground myself. I need to sit still and ground myself. So energy and presence bends space-time. You're incredible. I say it all the time. Sometimes I look back at my videos, I'm like, Rachel, you said beautiful way too much. Reel it back in. Reel it back in. You are so beautiful and so intelligent. If nobody has told you today, I will be that person. You are so beautiful. So, you know, the reason why Alan Watts 2 saved my life years ago was because I had all these questions in my mind, like, what is the point of this? Why are we here? You know, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here? And that's when I started to learn about the biology and it's just like, yeah, what are we doing here? And they say, there's this person I follow on YouTube. She always says, when you feel good, you feel God, like the presence of the quantum field. Because I had a poor relationship with the word God. I grew up Catholic, and I was like, no, don't tell me what to believe in. I don't know what is all this here. But then I was reading about, I'm starting to learn about physics, and it's like God is the quantum field, which we've already figured out in physics. So, even if you're like a person who's like, I don't believe it if I can't see it, well, we have mathematically figured out a few things. And there's an energy and a presence that flows through everything. All things are connected through things like, even like I got this plant right here. It's so beautiful. Like, we're so connected. I breathe in oxygen and I breathe out carbon dioxide. And then they're breathing in my carbon dioxide and giving me oxygen. Like, what? What type of... I'm so sorry. That was a loud noise. But what a relationship. What a beautiful relationship that we have with this earth and with our own bodies. Like, what a masterpiece you are. Masterpiece. There's a song, Masterpiece, by Disclosure. Years ago, I remember I was sitting in my room and I was just crying. Deep, deep darkness. And I had my music on blast, just trying to like let the music soothe my brain. And it was on its radio, and I usually have playlists that I've made that I listen to, but it was on a radio. And this song by Disclosure called Masterpiece came on, and I will never forget, in that moment, it was like I knew that song came on for a very particular reason. It's you're the masterpiece. And just go listen to the song if you want to get a vibe for it. It's a little bit sad, but it's like, wow, I needed to hear that song in that moment. We always need to hear things in this very moment, at this time. This is the perfect time for everything that's happening, everything that's occurring. And that scene in Benjamin Button, if this wouldn't happen, this wouldn't happen. And if Daisy wouldn't have bumped into that man carrying the coffees, she wouldn't have stepped out of the elevator at that time. And I'm butchering that whole scene. But if you've seen it, you know it. It's like, why do things happen? And crazy thing happened on my block today. I'm still trying to figure out and ask what happened, but there's this big old oak tree across the street. And this huge arm of it just fell in the middle of the street, was blocking my whole street. I had to turn around and go around in an unusual pattern because this tree fell. And it's just crazy. Things happen for a reason, Happen for a reason. These are blessings. All of its blessings. So I have my deck of love letters. I'm just going to pick a few random ones because maybe it's not random. The first one that came out makes me laugh. Love it. Not going to pick too many, just a few. Just the perfect amount. And I flip the back of the deck. The first card that came out always makes me laugh because there's this older gentleman who works at my job, and we have talked about some deep things, and he always says so. He said to me when he first got to work in here a few months ago, he said, Bora Bora. He said, Rachel, close your eyes and pretend like you're in Bora Bora. He said, no matter what happens here, you're always just close your eyes and picture it. And he went to Bora Bora years ago, and he showed me this picture of him being there. It was like this beautiful scene. He was like, and every time I see him, I'm like, Bora Bora. Every time I see him, it's just a little sweet little thing that we say. Balance, second card, balance is being restored at all times. Our blood sugar is always trying to regulate itself. Our oxygen levels are always trying to regulate itself. They come back to the middle, the perfect balance, potassium levels, calcium levels, all of it. Balance is always being restored. So you could be sitting in this dark period of your life right now. Things could be feeling like an absolute sandstorm. And it's because balance is being restored. You're being brought into the darkness to embrace this light. Facts. Embrace the light if you feel like you're in the darkness. Because a lot of people feel like they're in the darkness. Right now, balance is being restored. So whatever has been out of place is coming right back to the middle. And it might be a little bit rough, but you hang in there. Slow motion, the next card. Slow motion is better than no motion, baby. You're fine. Breathe. Slow motion is better than no motion, baby. You're fine. Breathe. I think that was a quote that just came through randomly that I wrote that down a while ago. These are all, some of them are quotes that I hear. Some of them I hear them in videos. But you're fine. You just keep breathing. It's like this time period is meant to look a little bit slower. And I also really like this one. A lot of time. Time is not chasing you. It's waiting for you to rise in rhythm. We're all born with something they call a circadian rhythm. And this is what I love. I love what makes us different. I love what makes you you. I'm a twin. So being an individual is something that I've had to learn a lot about being myself. And when you have somebody that looks like you really have to learn how to become an individual, because sometimes people just are never going to truly know who you are. And what separates you from someone else is that you are different. But I love that we're all the same in a lot of ways in this cell picture here. We all have our circadian rhythm, a time clock. And every morning when we rise in rhythm, when you go into the sunlight in the morning, you are allowing your brain, like you're telling your brain, I am awake. I'm awake now. I'm ready to do my wakeful hormones. Me. It's me. I'm here. I have arrived. And then the brain is the control center. It's sending all the signals down to the major organs in the body. You're trying to lose weight and you can't figure out why this midsection is not losing weight. Listen. Sunlight will signal this down to you here. Quit trying to complicate things. We're trying to get back into rhythm. These brainwave states, we're trying to hook back into the natural grid of the earth. Mother Nature, circadian rhythm. Time is not chasing you, it's waiting for you to rise in rhythm. Wake up a little bit earlier. Go into the sunlight. Do what you can to try and get into the natural light as much as possible. Whether that be that maybe you're not great at waking up early. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the day. You know what? Still go try and check in. Check in. The bottom of the deck, the last card was increase your circulation. Increase your circulation. When we're in this circadian rhythm, blood flow, balance, our money is making money for itself. Your cells, your body, the currency is being made effortlessly. You make it look so effortless. You are so beautiful the way that you are in rhythm and in circulation. You are vibing. Literally, you are vibing so high. When people come around you, they feel calm and they don't know why. They just think you're chilling. There's not that much to it. But listen, balance is being restored. And when you go into the sun, perhaps you feel some resistance to the light. Like you want to clench your body. Like you want to say, oh, this is so bright. And you can choose to stay in that tension, in this recoil. Or you can relax and remember how healing the light is. You can relax and let the sun come through you. Let the sun cleanse and purify your body. And besides that, making sure that you're hydrated through the amino and the fatty acids, that you're getting enough rest. Because you're so beautiful, you deserve it. Your whole family, all the trillions of cells, they are like rooting for you. They're like, you deserve this. You deserve this. They're always rooting for you. It's so cute. It's so cute. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I really like these cards that we picked. I gotta say, I felt like those were good for me to see. So I hope that they were good for you to hear. And like, I just hope that you have the best day tomorrow. That you know that like when you go to sleep, your immune system is like going in there and doing the work of God. Like, because you are made of God. Like, it's so funny, they call the God molecule DMT, which is one molecule off from melatonin, which is a few molecules off from serotonin and tryptophan. You're amazing. You're incredible. Alright, I gotta go. I love you so much. May you always be blessed with the clarity to know what is and what isn't meant for you. Tomorrow's a beautiful day already. And I will catch you next time. Good luck.